In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Adam Warlock has been teased, alluded to, Easter egged a couple of times. We've actually seen his cocoon already on more than one occasion, and it looks like, narratively, the MCU is headed full steam in his direction. The most likely place he'll appear is, of course, in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Casting rumors are already leaking out, speculation abounds on who will play him. In fact, we might do a top 10 list on him soon. But based on all this, it's the perfect time to talk all about the history and the origin of him. Now, it might be a bit confusing on the surface, as he seems to have many names and many deaths and reappearances, and we'll all make it as simple as we can here. Before we begin though, let me thank you for watching JLS Comics, pressing play. Hit that subscribe button, join this rapidly growing JLS Comics family. We upload weekly content on film, superhero, anime content, as well as a weekly live show on Thursdays. So let's get on to our Adam Warlock story. In the first Guardians film, a cocoon appeared in a chamber in the background of a scene with the Collector. The second tease is an end credit scene for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We revisit the golden Ayesha. Ayesha is the leader of the Sovereign, and she unveils her newest weapon and tells us, I think I will call him Adam. On top of this, Guardians director James Gunn has gone on the record to say that not only did he intend to use Adam for his trilogy, but he intends to use him going forward. Unfortunately, his emergence found its way to the cutting room floor in post for Guardians 2. In comic books, Adam Warlock was created all the way back in 1967 by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby for an issue of Fantastic Four, although it was really Jim Starlin who fleshed out the character to what we know of him today. Story-wise, Adam was created by this group calling themselves the Enclave. Adam Warlock wasn't born, he was made. He gestated in a cocoon until maturation. Incidentally, the Enclave's second attempt was a female that's also gone by many names. Her, as opposed to Adam's him, which I'll explain in a moment, Paragon, Kismet, and of course, Ayesha, the same name from the movies. Yes, the golden Ayesha from Guardians 2. See, this Enclave was a group of scientists intent on building a race of super beings that would help them enforce a global dictatorship. Their first attempt at this genetic manipulation resulted in the gestation of a male humanoid, known only at the time as him. Him resisted, revolted against their malevolence, and subsequently destroyed the Enclave's citadel of science and escaped. Ayesha later did the same, escaping and entering a cocoon where she would evolve in a chrysalis-like transformation from her to Paragon. Alright, quick digression. From an etymology perspective, the word chrysalis comes from a Greek word meaning gold. So it makes sense that him, Adam, and her, Ayesha, are gold-skinned and evolve in cocoons. Alright, so after this, Paragon was fully evolved and ready to mate, and she wanted to do so with who else? Adam. But this is during the time, and we'll get to that in a minute, where Adam Warlock had died at the hands of Thanos. She later aided Quasar during Operation Galactic Storm, which is around the time she changed her name to Paragon, which means fate in Arabic, by the way, and later changed her name to Ayesha, once one of the Enclave scientists, now based out of Genosha, had her under control, but not for long, as they were both sucked past an event horizon by a black hole grenade. And that's the story of Ayesha. But when Adam Warlock was still newly born, he actually went after Lady Sif, Thor's girlfriend, as a potential mate. So it's interesting that Hemsworth's Thor seems to be part of Guardians 3. Thor beat him to the brink of death, which forced him to go back into his cocoon. So let's pause there. The cocoons are where him and her go to heal, rest, repair, evolve. When they die or need to transform, they go back to their chrysalis stage and are subsequently reborn. So that's why you see many comics proclaiming first appearance or death of Adam Warlock, and why he was called him, and now having debuted in the first issue of 1972's Marvel premiere called Adam. So he went back in his cocoon, which was found by the High Evolutionary, the one who gave him the Soul Gem. High Evolutionary was creating a counter-Earth, and now he had found its protector, Adam Warlock. Later, he encountered his future self, an evil version named Magus. Magus was a religious zealot, leader of the Universal Church of Truth that would kill off entire planets of life if they didn't convert to the UCT faith. So in a possible future, Adam had encountered someone called the In-Betweener, who was working for Master Order and Lord Chaos. In-Betweener took him to another dimension where he was forced to stay in this cocoon for centuries. That extended time caused Warlock to go insane and become Magus. So let's pause here for a second. Master Order and Lord Chaos are the personification of order and chaos in the universe, and together create universal balance. In-Betweener is the personification of the force that holds the balance together. He's the space between ideas, the bridge between opposites. So when Thanos destroys the universe, the In-Betweener wants to create life again. They want to balance it out. So that's why he had Adam Warlock, to restart life again. Later, Adam Warlock ran into Thanos, right at the time when Gamora was fatally wounded by her own father. Warlock took Gamora into the Soul Gem. Once he did that, their connection gave Warlock the knowledge that Thanos wanted to destroy the whole universe. Warlock teamed up the Avengers to stop Thanos, but at first they fell, and Thanos actually took Adam's body and took off. He wanted that soul stone from Adam. These two cosmic beings, they Master Order and Lord Chaos, possessed Ben Grimm and Spider-Man, and were able to stop Thanos from ripping the stone out of Adam Warlock's body, and then boom, he turned Thanos to stone. Once Thanos was finally defeated, the Living Tribunal ordered him to split up the stones. Where Lord Order and Master Chaos maintain balance within the universe, the Living Tribunal maintains a cosmic balance throughout the multiverse. In Jim Starlin's Infinity Revelation, and Adam Warlock from Earth 19141 made a deal with the One Above All. Okay, so let me explain who these people are and their hierarchy. Where Order and Chaos protect the universe and Living Tribunal is over the multiverse, the One Above All is over the Omniverse. Let's break it down a little further. Think of all these existences as your neighborhood. Each universe is like a house in the neighborhood with different realities and pocket dimensions being the different rooms within each house on each floor. All of these universes, well, houses in our example, from the neighborhood are what's called the multiverse. They all cluster together to form the multiverse. The space that flows between them, the streets, the sidewalks, the trees, the grass, is the superflow that binds it all together. The omniverse is the state or the country that the neighborhood exists within. It's everything else, the air that we breathe, even our own universe. Think of it this way. Order and Chaos are mayors, Living Tribunal is the governor of a state, and the One Above All is the president. So the Warlock deal was to restore that reality in exchange for he himself becoming the Living Tribunal, guardian of the multiverse. But Order and Chaos destroyed him to bring that balance back. Adam Warlock split up the Infinity Gems among a group of trusted heroes who would form the Infinity Watch, which was tasked with ensuring that no one would bring them all together again and threaten the universe with destruction once more. Then, more recently, Warlock had encountered the time-traveling Cain the Conqueror, his Egyptian form Ramatut, as well as Iron Lad, and reformed Infinity Watch. During a storyline in 2018, Gamora, now going by the name Requiem, actually beheaded Adam and used the reality gem to fuse different heroes together in something called Warp World, and then that story kind of drew to a close. And so that sums up the Adam Warlock saga from his creation in the 1960s all the way up to today. His story will of course be tweaked for the MCU, having been created by Ayesha herself, but it's not unreasonable to think that the High Evolutionary, on his quest for higher evolution, will see his creation, see his cocoon, and take it from her, or perhaps find it after his first incarnation is defeated by Thor, the Asgardian of the galaxy. In the MCU, it's the Sovereign instead of the Enclave that created Adam. This would play into a story that Gunn seems to like about father figures and give Rocket that story that Quill, Groot, Nebula, Yondu, Drax, Gamora have already had. So it'll be interesting to see what comes from the MCU, what becomes of Adam Warlock, what becomes of the High Evolutionary, and will we see more Ayesha, more of Thor, will we see Magus? I think so. That's it, my friends. This is Jesse with JLS Comics. This has been the story of Adam Warlock and his sister, Ayesha. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the way out. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below if you've read any of these. If you have any questions, love to answer them. We'll continue that conversation down below. I'm Jesse. This is JLS Comics, and I'll see you soon.